So first, when you're doing a niche with solid, you need to find the height that you want it at. Here, we're going to use that height because it looks aesthetically pleasing with the veins and it matches and it lays out pretty well. Then you're going to want to get your layout here. So you need a torpedo level from Stabila. So you come in here and you just kind of dry fit it. And you want to make sure that you're pitched in at least an eighth, so the bubble's on that side, so that the water comes out back toward the pan and doesn't sit there in this weird void with the corners. Otherwise you could have problems later, depending on how good your waterproofing is. So we do that, and then we pitch it this way, and we make sure that we're level this way, left to right. So front to back, we're pitched down an eighth, and this way we are perfectly level, as you can see right there. Then we take our mark on the wall, which I already did. I mark the top of the slab, bottom of the slab, and the middle where I'm going to make my cut. Then we go ahead and we get 2 washers or quarters. We've used lots of weird things for them. You're going to want to clean them with acetone. Some epoxy. We use VMAX. Doesn't really matter what brand you use. Any polyester board. And we'll go ahead and we'll make our cut here. We're going to do it in a second. So then we will dry fit our piece with the washer inside of it. So a little deeper. There we go. And you want to be careful not to cut through the slab. If you do, it's not the end of the world. You can put some Sikaflex 1A sealant in there or something. Then take this little puppy, put that in there. Kind of do a dry fit run, make sure we're still level, which we are very close. I can just kind of apply some pressure upward and get it where I want it. And also front to back, which we are good. And so now I'm going to take this out, clean these with acetone, clean this with acetone, clean this with acetone. Make sure the lines are gone, otherwise you're going to have a hell of a time getting it out. And make sure you wear gloves when you're working with acetone because it's nasty. You can just use a microfiber rag here. Of our lines. And then also want to get this little, get that little inside chamfer clean. If you're doing tile and you cut through this the stone or the slab or whatever the substrate, the finished material you're using is, you can go ahead and take some Sikaflex like I was mentioning earlier and just squirt it in there behind it, then clean the front of it. That way if water gets in there, which it won't, but if it does, it'll prevent it from getting behind your waterproofing, because you don't want any water behind here. Okay, so now, take this and we clean our washer. You can also raise the washer with the blade, but I don't really think that's necessary here, because it's not that serious. It's just a soap dish. If it was a bench or something, we would get a little bit more crazy, but just a soap dish. So now that we have our washers clean, this is really important, otherwise it won't bond right, and you'll have problems. So now we'll take some epoxy and make it and so now we just want to pack the inside of the slab here, which I didn't clean the bottom of. I'm going to get that real quick. I'll make sure there's no lines on it because it's really hard to clean it later if you have pencil marks. Okay, so now take our epoxy and just kind of shove it in there. See, I want the whole joint wet, and it doesn't matter if you make a mess, you can clean it up while you're sitting there holding it, because you're going to be holding it for a while it goes off. So you fill that joint, fill this joint. This is quartz, this isn't granite, so. And we get one of our washers here, another one here. Oh shit. Okay, so we're gonna switch those ones because that one wants to eat my washer. That hole a little deeper. And I'm just gonna go ahead here and add another washer because it wants to get funny with me. I want it to behave. Okay, and then we'll take the rest of our epoxy, put it in the mold, fill that thing nice and tight. Some people put tape before. I don't really care. We can just clean it with a razor blade. It's not that big of a deal. I would have done it with tape if it was tile joints because you don't want this getting in your finished grout. Okay. So now, take this little puppy and make sure our washers are sticking out. And make sure we're level, which we're not, so we have to kind of adjust that. Make sure we're pitched, which we are. Now, I'll go ahead and get my rag. Clean the majority of the epoxy up. That'll make cleanup easier once it dries. And it's already going off because I mixed it hot, so this won't be too long. But you want to kind of get it out of that joint. Perfect. And you can check on your epoxy. It looks like mine's already gone off. You want to wait until it's, because right now it's hot, so it's still malleable. So you want to make sure that it's cold. Not cold, but back to room temperature, I should say. And it looks like it's maybe a 16th off, which is fine. It's not that serious. It's just the soap dish. Just want to make sure the water is coming back down this way. And it's done. Now we clean it up with a razor blade on the side, underneath. And you can see you have a vein matched, beautiful soap dish.